everyone, this is Glenn from PlayStation Nation, and today we're going to take a nice extended look at the new game coming from Drinkbox Studios for the PlayStation Vita. It's called Severed, and this is actually a PlayStation Vita exclusive, probably always will be, mainly because of all of the touch controls. At its core, this is kind of a nice little dungeon crawler. It actually reminds me a lot of something like the Bard's Tale from way back, or like a Might and Magic game. But obviously using the art style that we saw in Guacamelee, and I believe this even is kind of in the same universe as Guacamelee somewhat. As you can see, we started right from the Vita menu. This is how the game starts. This is what you're going to see when the game comes out. And all I'm doing is just moving around with the D-pad. And as you can see, it'll kind of auto-center when I want to push forward. It'll actually center it and move forward. And, you know, we're going to see some tutorial stuff at first, where you can pull up the map just by touching it. And also, as you can see, it's kind of glowing on the right side of the screen, telling you that, you know, this is where you want to go. They don't do that all the time, but it is kind of cool, some of the cues that they have set up in the game. You'll probably see me kind of looking around a lot, too, because, you know, there might be things that you can swipe, objects you can pick up, you know, food, something like that. So early in the game, probably not, but because we have to find out a little bit about your character, which is going to happen right here. Ah, missing your arm. Hence the name Severed. And all I did was touch the screen to grab it. Very intuitive controls. Nothing really telling you what to do all the time, and it's kind of nice. You know, you can kind of trial and error everything and figure things out. So now by default you're holding the sword, and all I'm doing is swiping on the screen. That's your main combat, is you're going to swipe on the screen. What you're going to see, though, is a lot of the enemies give you a very specific strategy. They'll block in certain areas and be open in other areas, and you have to be very precise with where you're actually going to strike. So here's your combat tutorial. Now that circle on the bottom, you're going to find out, is actually pretty important later on, because when you get into some combat, you're going to end up fighting multiple enemies at once. And those circles are vital in terms of knowing which enemy is ready to strike, which one, or where their different health levels are. That little circle will give you a ton of information. So as you can see, that yellow circle fills up. So even if they're behind you, if they're to your side, you'll see that yellow circle and you're going to know, oh my gosh, I need to turn over to them and make sure that I can parry against them and hopefully block their attack like I'm doing here and be able to attack them. And I missed it there. This is definitely a game of trial and error, like I said before, and it's something I really like about it. It doesn't hold your hand, but at the same time, I think they do a great job of letting you figure it out. And then I just go wild with the slash. And actually, as you'll find out, with the focus system, just wildly swiping away isn't really going to do you much good. You have to be a lot more intelligent about how you're going to attack these enemies. And learning the different enemies really helps. How they attack you, how they block, that sort of thing. What to expect from them. I just realized I missed a room up there, didn't I? Where's that room I have to go back to? Again, kind of looking around, joshing the game a little bit as it were. Early in the game, this is a pretty common enemy, and as you can see, they like to block on one side or the other. So what I've learned now is actually strike from the top. It's a lot easier to aim. And I haven't really learned the parry system yet. But you can already tell that. Yeah. And now we're going to go into the upgrade system. So some light RPG elements. Oh, maybe we won't go into it yet. There are some light RPG elements in this in terms of being able to upgrade your attacks, upgrade certain other things. So here's the focus system that I mentioned before. And now the severing. So you're going to notice as I play the game, when you first start out, you don't have a lot of time to actually hit those spots. But the thing is, the parts are there so that you can upgrade certain attributes, and that's what we're going to go into here when I hit select. One of the attributes is actually to give you a longer amount of time on the right side there with the 0/3 next to it, to give you a longer amount of time to be able to do those swipes. And when you first start out, you barely have any time to do it. The problem is every time they block you, you lose your chain in the focus. So you'll see I'll get better at it later. And kind of a familiar mechanic here, collecting heart pieces to give you more health. Now the scenery changing a little bit. Oh no, where'd it go? Again, another enemy that's kind of common early on in the game. As you'll see later on in the video, I'll probably have shut up by then. Learn how to fight these guys a little more. You can actually get 3 long swipes in before they close their eye, and then you don't lose your focus chain. Again, the swipes and I took too long, so I didn't get a piece. And again, using the touchscreen, you'll see... Oh wait, first. Sorry. Jump the gun there. So again, using the touchscreen there, that's what I was trying to get at, to actually open that crank up. And now you see with the multiple enemies on the left side, that yellow meter filling up, so now I know he's close to attacking me, or he or she. And all I'm doing to turn is I'm actually just touching that little circle, and that will turn you toward that enemy. So very intuitive controls, and nothing told me to do that, I just kind of figured it out. Even me, old man Percival, figured it out. And this gets pretty crazy as you get in. Farther into the game, you'll have even 3 enemies. That's as far as I've gotten, is 3 enemies. Who knows if you're going to have more. Maybe on all 4 sides you do. And logically, this seems to work on kind of just 4 directions. Even though you can kind of turn and rotate smoothly, it's really just the 4 compass directions. Again, trial and error, trying to figure out what the heck this is. Nothing seems to work. And I'm not using any face buttons whatsoever. All I'm using, or shoulder buttons, all I'm using is the D-pad and the screen. So for someone that doesn't like screen, or like touch screen controls, that sort of thing, it works great for me because I'm still using the D-pad to move around, which is something I really like. Again, a couple enemies. And it's choosing which enemy I fight first. I think it's just the first one you see. And then get close. And this guy will actually come after me. I missed the parry. For some reason early on I wasn't able to get the parry going, but once I did, again, it just made total sense. And see, I missed it again. It was kind of because I was curving up to it. I really wasn't getting that motion correct. Once I figured the motions out, though, very, very intuitive. Man, nice. Thanks. And dead. Will that be the only time you see Glenn die? Keep watching. I do like how, at least in this instance, I was pretty much right back into the battle, so in terms of save point, in terms of checkpoint, I don't know if the entire game is like that, but it's refreshing to see that I just kind of jumped right back in. So as you can see, I'm doing longer swipes too. I'm starting from farther over on the right or the left, and I'm getting 11 hit points per. Whereas this guy, I'm doing a lot of shorter swipes, and I'm only getting 3 hit points. Boom, parried him. I'll get better with that slash, I swear. Oh, he disappears so quick. And now that looks very familiar to something we saw earlier on. But even now, you can kind of see that sense of discovery and adventure, which is pretty cool, and it's just inherent in the game. Nice thing is the guy behind me is not even attacking. It disappears so fast. Wonder where the heck I learn to start swiping down. It's gotta happen. There we go. At least I got a couple parts. And as you can see, that map is invaluable. And me second-guessing myself. Maybe I shouldn't go there yet. Maybe I'll go through a door that takes me somewhere and I won't be able to go back and maybe get something cool. And all I'm doing is just touching these, and they pull up. Again, kind of discovering things on your own. I probably screwed up. I probably should have like touched them 1, 2, and 3. Who knows? Maybe it's nothing. A new enemy. I like that screen because it tells you on the left side what you actually need, or it showed them in red, so you know that you don't have the adequate amount of parts to do that actual upgrade. see the enemy health there in red. Again, very intuitive, very simple. And even again, a screen cue to tell you that your focus is maxed out. You've got the purple on the edges there. So once you learn that that stuff is what it is, a lot of this makes sense, and you're not really pulling your focus away from what's going on in the game. Hey, I got a part. Now I realized I should probably go back to that one room that I tried to go to before, but I was afraid to go into. And again, not using any shoulder buttons whatsoever, not using any face buttons. It's all D-pad and screen. I don't know what that means. Alright, well, I don't think I need to be around anymore. You've got about 15 minutes of gameplay to watch still, and you don't need to listen to me. So, Severed is coming out on April 26th, 2016 for $14.99. Again, from Drinkbox Studios, exclusively for the PlayStation Vita. Keep your eyes on psnation.com for a full review, as well as talk about it on the podcast, including an interview with the folks from Drinkbox Studios coming up. Actually, it'll be out by the time that this video is posted, so get some more info from the developers at Drinkbox about this game and maybe some other projects they've got going on. So far, really enjoying this game. Obviously, this is not a full review. This is just a kind of a first look at it, you know, since we have the capabilities to record PlayStation Vita natively. So trying to give you guys a look that normally you don't get from the Vita, and hopefully you enjoy it. So thanks very much for watching. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you want, so you can see more videos like this. You can go over to psnation.com, check out the forums, check out all the articles, reviews, etc. And if you have any questions, just throw them in the comments. But thank you for watching, and enjoy.
Diablo.